Well, hey there, creator. You are listening to the Travel Creator Podcast, and I am so glad you're here. As some of you know, I run the only business building community for travel creators. And in this episode, I'm going to walk you through some of the questions that I have been answering in the community for our members. So let's take it away. All right. One of the first questions I've received lately is, should I make a website? And is that important? And I'm going to say, do I think websites are important? Yes, I do think they're important. Do I think they're the most important? No, especially if you are a UGC creator. I know a lot of creators who make their portfolio on Canva. Do I even think that's the best option? Not really, but it is a great option. And right now, I don't think you necessarily need to have a website as long as you have some sort of social pinned content about who you are, what you do, who you serve. I think that's great. However, I'm always pro owning your audience and getting off of social media. So do I think you will need a website? Absolutely. But again, maybe right now is not the most important place, the most important thing for you to have. Another question is on products and selling things. So this question is, where's the best place to sell guides specifically for the area or niche that I am selling in for now? And then again, I want to include future destinations as I start traveling more. So where's the best place to sell guides? So there's a lot of platforms out there that allow you to sell guides, like Mindtrip.io, I believe one of them is called. And I believe the platform maybe takes a little bit of a commission from you doing that. However, there are other things like StanStore, which is great, Shopify, Kit, if you're going to set up an email sending software anyway, as you should, you can sell products directly on Kit. If you do have a website, you can sell them on things like Squarespace, WordPress. So it really depends kind of what you want out of the tool. And I would encourage you to think about, what other tools do I need? What else do I need a platform to do for me that is also an e-commerce platform where I could sell something? So I would encourage you to think about, what do you already have? Do you have platforms you're already signed up to that can do this? That's what I would do as well. So before you go and create another login or pay for something else, I want you to think about what you're already using, and then in the future, what you will need as well. All right. Next question. When I'm sending pitches, I want to encourage the client or potential client to get on the call. I hear this is where the gold happens. So I want to end the email with a question, as you have suggested, but positioning it that they say yes to a call. Thoughts? Okay, yes. I always encourage creators to end their emails with a question, because we humans are hardwired to answer questions. So when we see one, we are more likely to answer it immediately. And I usually end my pitch emails with something like, is email the best way to communicate with you? Or is it best to just spend 15 minutes having a call? Let me know what works best for you. Or can I send over 1 to 2 ideas? ? Then I'll send over my content ideas for them. Then if they like them and need to get on a call, amazing, we can. To be honest, I've closed so many UGC deals never talking on a call with the client. So just keep in mind, your time is your most valuable asset. It is something you cannot get back. So do we really even need to be on a call if we are not selling something that is incredibly high ticket? So just something to keep in mind. However, end that email with a question that is like, do you have 20 minutes next week? Do you have 15 minutes? Do you have 10 minutes where I can just tell you my content ideas? Is what I would do. All right, moving on. For a newsletter, what platform do you use? What are good lead magnets? I was thinking Google Map with my favorite places pinned after living here for 2 years. What do you think? Okay, so this is actually a loaded question. Let's start with the first part. For a newsletter, what platform do I use? I am a Kit person through and through, and I'm a Kit person because it is more than an email sending software. It is an e-commerce platform, and it allows me to tag subscribers, meaning I can keep track of who's bought what, when, where, how. It allows me to sell products directly on the site. I can build landing pages there. I can build opt-in forms. It's doing all of the things. So that's why I love Kit. It also has something called the Creator Network, and this is how I get so many subscribers. Essentially, the Creator Network, it takes your information about your newsletter, your business, and it puts it onto the Creator Network, and it looks for other people who have aligned audiences who also have a newsletter or business with aligned audience, and it recommends its subscribers, other people's subscribers, to subscribe to your newsletter. And similarly, if someone else has the same audience as me, it recommends my audience subscribe to their newsletter. So it's just a constant cross promotion that is actually built into the infrastructure of the Kit platform. Amazing. Again, I'm an anti-login person. So if you need to create another login to something just to be able to start a newsletter, don't do it. Don't do it. If you are a Beehive person, a blah, blah, blah person, amazing. Keep it, use it. We love it. But don't start something just because I'm sitting here telling you that this is what I like and this is why. If it makes sense for your brain, you're paying for it and you like it, keep it. The only thing I'll say is I've been using MailChimp for years and I don't like it. I don't like it because it's so clunky. I have a hard time even understanding how a platform like this could be so cumbersome to use. Sometimes I cannot even copy and paste content. It literally doesn't work. So confusing to me. However, it does connect to like a place to sell things, I believe. It's kind of like the final straw for me. So if you are using MailChimp and you like it and it's working for you, keep using it, but I wouldn't recommend starting there. All right. The second part of this question are, what are good lead magnets? Ooh, this is another loaded question, guys. Good lead magnets come from knowing what your audience wants. The last thing I want someone to do is create something, realize no one's buying it, and realize nobody's interested in it after they've already sunk all of this time creating it. I want you to go to your DMs, go to your comments, go to your engagement. Think about the FAQs people are asking you. Those are going to be your lead magnets. We want to create a product and service that is related to the actual struggles your target audience is experiencing. And a great way to figure out what they're experiencing is to ask them. I think a lot of the time we forget we can actually just ask our audience what they want. So think about the creators who are in your community right now, who are engaging on your stuff. Ask them, be like, hey, I don't have anything to sell you right now, but I want to know what you're struggling with. What's the biggest pain point for you in XYZ thing? All right. And then she goes on to specifically ask, I was thinking a Google map with my favorite places pinned after living in this area for 2 years. All right. I think that's fine. However, again, that's going to be fine if that's what your people want. If you're just guessing, no, we cannot be doing this. Additionally, your lead magnet should lead to a higher ticket offer. So if your favorite place is pinned, living here for 2 years, is the first lead magnet, then what kind of bigger high ticket service is it leading people into? Also, we want our lead magnets to be really specific and really clear and solve one single problem. I know you can solve a lot of problems for your audience. I know that, but I want you to only solve one. All right. Next question she asks, list of brands to pitch. Where can I find brands that actually have budget and want to work with me? So this I actually don't know. And I say I don't know because there are a lot of amazing communities that exist on the internet, Facebook groups, Instagram profiles and accounts that will tell you brand names who have budgets that you can go and pitch them. What I do is go on Bento and you can see there the brand, last time they worked with creators, if they work with creators for paid products or, paid collaborations and partnerships or not. However, you can also search on Facebook groups, Reddit, like what are lists of brands. I know there's a lot of creators out there who create these amazing lists of brands that are ready to work with creators. That's not something I do, just to make it super clear. I'm not doing that. I'm not like scavenging around being like, oh, go work here, go work there. No, I want you to be the person people come to instead of you going to somebody else. Okay, I got an email about selling a course and not shutting up about it. And it got me thinking about how I am leaving so much money on the table by not selling my own course. What do you think? I mean, yeah. Anytime you are not selling a product or service, you are leaving money on the table. However, the last thing I want you to do is create something because you're being peer pressured into creating it, because you're not going to sell it and it's not going to be fun. If it's not fun, you're not going to want to talk about it. And if you don't talk about it, you're not going to sell it. So I just need you to get incredibly clear on what your end game is here. I know your end game is to make a lot of money and have fun, but I need it to be more specific than that. Who are we helping? How are we helping them? What kind of expertise do you have right now that other people want that we could then turn into something we could monetize? So I don't want you to just go create a course just to create a course or become a coach because you could be or everyone on the internet is. I need you to get incredibly crystal clear on that. Okay. All right. This next question is on pinned posts. What are we doing with the pinned posts? All right. I want you to have at least 2 pinned posts. I want one to be about you. I don't want it to be about maybe why people would want to come into your world. What about you specifically that makes me want to exist around you? Second pin post, I want it to be your products, your services, how someone could hire you. That's what I want. That's it. Just have that pin there, because remember, content creation is important, but it's not the entire part of your business. It's not the whole thing. It's just a small part of the thing. Another question I have received is, how do I get my ideal followers to follow my account? This is another big one that honestly I need to just make a whole episode about, and it is about borrowing traffic. All of the time we think that I need to grow a bigger audience, I need to grow a bigger audience, I need to grow a bigger audience. True, fair, totally cool, fine. But there's actually an easier way to get your ideal audience into your world without grinding your editing, content creation gears, and it's called borrowing traffic. So here's an analogy for you. Let's say I have a lemonade stand and I'm selling lemonade at this lemonade stand. I'm not going to sell lemonade on my street corner and hope and pray that when anyone walks by that they're thirsty. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my lemonade stand downtown outside the stadium where an event is happening, where I know the people inside are already thirsty. And I'm going to sell it there. And I'm going to make a lot more money there using the event traffic than I am on my street corner. Does that make sense? So we are literally taking ourselves and putting ourselves in the correct room. So what does that mean? What does it actually look like? All right. Let's say you're a travel creator. You are. That's funny. I need you to look in adjacent niches. So let's say you are a travel creator who is now becoming a travel coach, and you want to work with women who have been like burned out from their major career, and they know that travel could be a life-changing experience for them, but they don't know how to get into it. All right, we're going to go on Instagram first, and we're going to look for accounts that have to do with burnout, that have to do with 9 to 5, that have to do with entrepreneurship. And we're going to engage with those accounts' content. And we're also going to look through the comments that account is getting and engage with the people who are commenting there. Same thing, we're going to go to Facebook and we're going to look in those adjacent niches. So maybe it is wellness, maybe it is mental health we're protecting for these 9 to 5 people who know they want to get into travel, but they're like, I don't really know how. Maybe we're looking in beginner traveler groups, entrepreneurship, business ownership. And we're doing the same thing there, showing up, engaging with the audience that is already there, telling them you exist. Same thing on LinkedIn, same thing on Reddit, actually. Even Threads, just saying this is who like I'm looking to help. So see how instead of being like, hey everyone, look at me, look at me, look at me, I hope I'm getting the right people here, especially if you are someone who is transitioning from talking about being a travel creator to then becoming this thought leadership in the travel space, because the goal is for you to sell something, right? And make money. So we kind of got to go from just being a creator to being a thought leader. So when you're making that shift, it's kind of hard to be like, hi everyone, I'm just over here posting. It's like, no, I'm going to walk up to other people who are already talking about the same thing and introduce myself. So we just need to get you in the right spaces rather than constantly trying to bring people into your space. Okay, so those are the latest things we are talking about in the Travel Creator Business Plan. Like I said, is the only community in the world for travel creators who want to become business owners. And the link below is always there for you to join. There are 8 more spots available for $67 if you are listening to this right now. You can let me know on Instagram other questions that you have, and I would love to make a frequently asked questioned episode because then again, it can inform my future lead magnets. Anyway, happy creating with strategy and intention, and I'll see you inside the community.
Just a reminder that you became a travel creator to travel, not to spend 12 hours in a cafe in Croatia, hunched over your laptop in total shrimp mode, wondering if your latest post is actually going to hit. Knowing how to create good content and knowing how to run a content creation business are 2 completely different skills, and absolutely nobody is talking about it. Well, except me. The Travel Creator Business Plan is the only business building community in the world for travel creators who want to move into business mode and not chase the next shot mode. Every month, you get 1 brand new business system delivered straight to the community. You also get monthly co-working sessions and Q&A sessions, as well as a private community of other travel creators who are building real businesses. Courtney, one of our members, says, "You achieved more with me in 4 to 6 weeks than I did in 6 months with other programs. You gave me permission to chase not only what lights me up, but a business roadmap that matches my goals, not some cookie cutter process." And Courtney, I love having you in there. So if you are a travel creator who is done learning how to be a creator and ready to learn how to be a business owner, the Travel Creator Business Plan is for you. I'd love to see you inside, and I will leave a link to join us below in the show notes.
This podcast was produced by Your Girl Media.